What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. I hope everybody's having a good day. Folks, we're going to have a look at a curiosity photo from 1384. Again, looks like just a simple hill, maybe a couple rocks laying there. Nothing new, to a certain degree. There's even some rocks there that don't even look natural, let alone what's being hidden in the photo. So before I show you the enhancements, I want to show you that they are actually manipulating the background, as well as the hill itself. Okay, let me show you and get the photo, and then we're going to jump right into Photoshop. All right, you can see it right here. It is from Mars Exploration Program, and you can see it right here, Raw Images, Sol 1384, Mass Camera, or Mass Cam, right? And you can see the download is right here, and it is a JPEG, which is not the best quality. We already know that, right? And you can see the description right here. It says the image was taken by a mass camera, or the Mass Cam, on board NASA's Mars rover Curiosity on Sol 1384. Image credit goes to NASA, JPL, Caltech, and Msss. So let's have a look at this. Looks like a pretty decent photo, right? We can enlarge it right here and have a look. Pretty decent. Let's just zoom right into this. Folks, right in the middle of the photo, right off the bat we have what looks like a slotted area. Kind of curved slotted area right in this rock, right in the center. We have this block up here at the top of the hill. Supposed top of the hill. Right here. We also have another piece of flat something or other sticking out here. Is it metal? Perhaps rusted. Encrusted maybe. I don't know. But there's also some little details on that rock. If you really look at this right here, I'm going to go around it right there. It's just above the cursor pointer right there. And it has what looks like a couple of holes on this thing. And you'll see this better in Photoshop too, by the way. This I don't believe is layered rock at all. Just some weird things, not even doing anything. This is just a raw photo, and of course we're going to strip this color off, and we're going to get into what's really in the so-called soft sand or soil, right? Some of these things that you see on the ground, they're allowing us to see them, folks. This item right here on the very right-hand side, right there. See that? Little piece sticking out, straight piece. Let's just jump right into Photoshop and have a better look. All right, you see the photo right here? Okay, let's just zoom into the right-hand side. I was just talking about that little straight piece and this other piece laying here. All right? Nice straight piece. You can see the shadow underneath it. Not the best quality, but you can see that pretty well. Something right here with, I don't know what that is. It's like pieces of something that's skinny. You can see it's kind of above this more solid piece here. You've got this white piece sitting right on the ground, but take note of the area around it. Do you see? You can see the quality, but it's got a rectangle around this piece because this is censoring all the way around it, folks. And I'm going to show you that a lot better when we get into the raw parts of this photo. Okay? This item, like I just said, what kind of rock has a slot in it like that? See that? It's got a curved slot inside this rock. Is that an actual rock? I don't believe that it is. This right here has this 90-degree angle. Almost looks like part of a wall or something. And again, like I said, these are blocks here at the top where you've got this block right here kind of coming down at the bottom. We can see this right here. We can see what looks like right here. There's a line, but this goes back a little bit. But anyway, this comes out like looking like this. But look at this piece here. And these tiny holes right here. Right here. And you really can't see anything here because it's kind of dark. But look at that tiny hole right there. Then you've got this right here. Kind of coming down. We have something. I'm not sure what the heck this is. It's coming out like this. Folks, just this alone tells me it's not natural. So let's back out. Let's strip the color off. And here you go. And folks, I can show you how this is done. This is pretty easy. Go to Image. Drop it down to right here on Auto Tone. Go back to Image, go down to Auto Contrast, do it again, and we're going to do Auto Color, and there's your Auto Color, okay? So nothing special, but it brightens it up. You get to see more natural colors, and just some of the weird things on the ground here too, like I said, some of these weird looking things, right? It's just, sometimes you just look at this stuff and you can just tell it's not natural. And let's suppose you say, well, maybe it is. I mean, there's a possibility you can have a weird broken apart rock, right? Right there. Okay. Let's back out. Now let me show you something interesting. We're going to go into the raw part of this photo, and we're going to use the yellow plate this time. So now we're going to go into View, right here at the top, proof setup, and we're going to go down to yellow plate. Now, folks, check this out. Now, I need anybody who's a professional photographer or an amateur photographer, I need you to weigh in on this and tell me if this looks normal to you. Now, I understand you'll see compression artifacts, but look how far we'll pull back, folks. You should not see compression artifacts this far back. You shouldn't. Now, let's go to the yellow plate I have down here, which I selected. Now, folks, check this out. Look at this. Why are there objects that are nice and clear, and look what they did. They boxed it in there, and then the rest of it, information's completely redacted. Look at this. You can see the objects they want you to see, okay? You can see that. Go up here. Look at the way they've done this here. Look at that. Look at the way they're allowing you to see this, and then other things, not so much. Here. Okay? Information redacted or covered over. You can see up here. They're letting you see this rock right here. This area here. Allowing you to see the detail right here. And most of it, if you look at it, it's squared off like a compression artifact would be. However, you're not supposed to see an artifact when you're zoomed out like this. You should not see that. Now, I told you before many times that I said I believe that the skyline is completely bogus. Now, we can look at the normal picture right here, and folks, I can look at it just like this. Look at this. Look at the line above the rocks themselves, nice and straight. Then kind of goes up like this here, goes across, comes back down. I'm going to show you this a lot better in a second. Well, that's not very straight. And I'm just doing this freehand, so we're just going to do this quickly. Folks, come on, this is sad. Now, let me show you the raw plating again. Now, let's just darken this up. Folks, come on, look at this. Look what they've done. They've went around this. Actually, it goes like this. They're allowing you to see certain things, not so much. See this? Yeah. This skyline is not a skyline. I believe, and I'm willing to stake my life on it, that what's behind this obfuscation in this background is an actual structure. Okay. Now, if this was a real background, and of course they want you to believe that, this is what's going to happen. You're going to look at that, and you're going to say, well, this looks like a natural background, so clearly these can be only stones. But what if there's a structure destroyed behind this area, or right here in this background, where this sky, this supposed sky is? What if there's an actual structure? Then it makes sense that if it's destroyed, you're going to see parts of it rolling down a hill. Okay? Again, I'm going to bring you back to yellow plate. And folks, let me tell you something. That is proof right there that this is being manipulated. The whole photo is like this, folks. Look at this. What they don't want you to see, you're not going to. It's as simple as that. You can see that. And this is the raw parts of the photo. Most people do not look into this. They only see, oh, well, it looks completely fine, except maybe a couple little things on the ground, and that's pretty much it. That's not it. By far is it. Look at this. Look at that ridge line just above the rocks. They are literally blocking out this whole background. Check that out. Folks, come on. Look at this. Like I said, let's zoom into this. Notice how it's completely squared off and the rest of it is redacted. There's no information at all. Look at that. It's almost like some things they want you to see, some things, not so much. Let's just get into the regular photo and let's do the enhancements. Now, folks, let me show you this. I'm just going to go step by step. I'm going to go into this area and you're going to see where I've gone into this and burned this to see if we can find more details in the photo. Well, check this out. Things are starting to come out of there, like things like this. This looked like this right here, but now it's suddenly going like this and going into this part. This, I'm not sure what to even make of this white piece right here. Now, if we look at this, you can still see it. You can only see the corner of it, though. And you see it's pretty tall, right? We're going to take that orangey color off. You can see that pretty well. Now, let's keep going with it. Folks, as usual, pause this anyway. Have a look at it with your magnifiers. Look at this piece here on the left. That's a very large guitar pick. No, I'm just kidding. But doesn't it have that weird shape of one? See that? Okay, let's keep going. I'm going to back out a little bit. This object right here. Keep going. You can see right here, I burned around these objects so you can see the actual borderline of the blur and the clear part. Look at it. You can literally see the way they did this. They boxed these things off so they can block out everything else that's in here. All right, this is the black and white, and this is the full enhancement. I'm going to go ahead and sharpen a little bit. Folks, stop it right here. Just have a look at some of the pieces in here, like this object right here. It appears to be like boxed in or something, right? And you got this piece right here. It looks like it has this weird little piece along the side of this right here. And it kind of goes out like this. Of course, it's a little wider than that. Just went a little too thin with it, but there it is. These objects right here, this what look like this 90-degree angle piece, but check this out. What is this thing on the ground? Appears to have almost like a flat circle right there, but look at the way this thing goes out like this. There's a straight piece here, and it almost looks like it does this, but it doesn't quite curve like the other side does. This object right here that had that slot in it right here, this curved slot, so to speak, right there. You can look at all the pieces on the ground here, lower left. Weird looking pieces, and I'm not going to say rocks because I don't believe that they're rocks at all. This item right here. Skinny long piece sticking out right there. And there's the other ones I showed you earlier. Not even sure what that could be, but there it is. Again, this piece up here, I don't believe that's natural at all. We can go backwards here. Check that out. There's something they did right here that there's little details in that, but you really can't make it out. Now, again, these colors, I've explained these before. This, to me, is the density of the centering that they're throwing over this. This is the reason why you have these really, really weird colors. Because even if you go back to the natural and just clear this up, you don't see all them weird colors, do you? If you do, they're very, very faint, right? And this is the reason why I went black and white on this, because what happens is, if one part of the object has this weird color and the other half doesn't have any color, then it kind of messes with your eyes. So I automatically go to the black and white. Now let's go back to the raw photo with the orangey pukey color. Go down to this object here. This is what caught my eye as well, because I thought this is pretty interesting because it has this weird kind of metal look to it, right? At first you don't see this, but it is in fact there. Check that out. See that? Not even sure what to make of that. I believe whatever that is, it's only a part of something else that's much larger out here. See how these white pieces right here? Notice the blur going right through them? But you can actually see whatever this object is, it's going right through this blur. So they're doing their best to block this stuff out so that you and I don't see this. But yet there it is. Just look at the side of this hill, supposed hill. I'm going to back out of this. Let me get rid of that. I'm going to pause it right here, folks. And look over this with your magnifier. Crazy, crazy pieces that are simply not all natural. And like I said earlier in the video, I'd like you guys, whether you're amateur or professional photographers, weigh in what I showed you about this right here. Right here, this line between the rocks or the hilltop and the skyline. I know it's only a JPEG, so I understand you'll get some kind of artifacts. I get all that. But is that normal to see that? In my opinion, I know a little bit about cameras. I'm not a professional by any stretch. But I know that is not right. I've seen this time and time again. This is a fake background, and they're hiding something there. I believe, in my opinion, that there's a structure back here. But you don't see that because you have this background that looks like this. So therefore, you're going to go, how can you possibly have all these parts laying on this hill? What did it possibly come down from? You know that the background's messed around with, and you know so isn't the color. And what they're hiding in here because of the centering that I showed you earlier right here. All between these so-called rocks. And like I said, folks, I got back way out. I can still see these. You should not see compression artifacts doing that. Again, guys, weigh in on this. Tell me what you think. I want to hear what you got to say. There. And there is the enhanced version. Black and whited, but there it is. Folks, tell me what you think. Amateur or professional photographers, weigh in this. Drop your comments down below. Now, I've seen this many times before in the backgrounds, and you can see how they censor over these so-called hilltops so you can't see the background. So what if there's a structure hiding back there? We do the enhancements, then we bring out the objects that is being censored and hidden in the so-called hillside. You put the two of them together, there has to be a structure back there. Something exploded, they're right next to it, and all of this junk went downhill. Or the whole hill is actually part of the structure, and what we're seeing is the debris that came down from it. Clearly, a lot of that stuff is not natural. We know that. We can see that. So what is it? My only conclusion, like I said, in my opinion, I believe there's a structure back here, and we're seeing the remnants of it all over this supposed hillside, or it is part of the structure, and we're seeing all the debris from it. As always, folks, drop your comments down below. I want to hear what you got to say. Please like and share the video. It is always appreciated. And don't forget to leave a thumbs up so that YouTube will share it. Folks, got more crazy ones coming up, including more moon photos, so stay tuned for that. As always, thanks for watching. Always appreciated. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace, folks.